Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Sam the Karen. uh, you know, usually Sam's looking like that. Let's just be honest. Usually when there's boobs, I tend to get distracted and I tend to just give a lot of things a pass. Things I probably shouldn't. Sam and that Karen energy, that's just something I can overlook. Jesus Christ. So she's talking to, I'm not even going to do this again. She's talking to um, Christina about Ava and how, at the end of the day, I get that you have your concerns about Sonny spending too much time with Ava, relying on Ava. Why is she even there in the first place? Because in all reality, a lot of the stuff that Christina was saying made sense. And at the end of the day, Sam was like, listen, you don't get to sit there and choose who your father's going to be with. It's out of your hands. You just gotta sit there and accept that and just be there for him. While Jason is spending time with Danny, wearing the jacket and everything like that, he didn't like the fact that, well, one, he apologized to Danny for putting him in that whole situation, making him lie to Sam, and telling him that it's a bad idea for him to sit there and go behind Sam's back, right? So ultimately, he brings him back to the apartment. And Sam is upset with Jason. And I'm writing in my notes, what the could you possibly be upset with? And Jason's like, hey, listen, I didn't seek him out. He came to see me. Turn him away. What? Bro, at the end of the day, you chose to have a baby with a mob enforcer. You don't get to sit there and rewrite the rules now. That's not how that works. Talks about, danger this and danger that. And I'm not sitting there saying that those things aren't true, but you chose that. You chose that. So all the whining and the complaining and the this and the that and the third, bottom line. And then she talks about how not just the physical damage, but the mental damage. What if you leave again? Sam, what if you get hit by a car tomorrow? Do you have a crystal ball? Because the whole what ifs and what if he leaves and what if this and what if that, we can what if to the end of time. You know? Even Jason is like, keeping him from me is a bad idea. That's the same thing that Danny's saying to Christina at the coffee place. I don't understand. I don't know how old Danny is, and I'm like, why would you even let him actually have coffee for? I didn't get that at all. And to be fair, um, coffee isn't exactly my preference either. I'm more of a latte guy, but even he was like, listen, I want to sit there and be with my dad. And okay, so there's a point where Sam is like, he's just like you. Okay, that's not his fault. Like, I have to tell you the truth, that's not his fault. And another thing, if you want to sit there and be upset with Jason for Danny being there, then maybe you need to do a better job of keeping an eye on him. How about that? Instead of sitting there blaming him. Now, Nina versus Ava, because let's be honest, that's literally what it is. She pretty much calls her out. on her betraying, Ava betraying her. And she brings it all the way back to the SEC thing. Oh, you're the one that gave me the idea about calling, ratting out Carly. Those who was angry and upset and everything like that. You know how these writers love to do? They love to sit there and retcon things. And it just makes you wonder, did Ava actually do that? I mean, at the end of the day, Nina, you still chose to do it. So, regardless if you want to sit there and say, oh, well, she set you up for that, well, you did it. And you knew exactly what's going to wind up happening. And you did it anyway. You don't get to sit there and blame her for that. That's a poor piss choice that you made, not just for Sonny, but for Willow as well. So after Ava plays coy, she's just like, yep, I understand Sonny a lot better than you. And so Nina's like, okay, what do you think will happen if Sonny knew that you knew the whole time about me ratting out Carly and you didn't say anything? And Ava was like, all right, go ahead. Go ahead. He don't believe you anyway. He don't want to rock with you. You think he don't believe you? And then he's like, you know what? And then she's like, you know what? I don't exactly remember what she said, but she was like, as far as all the trying and the begging and stuff like that, Ava's like, he doesn't have respect for you, which is 100% true. And regardless, if he has respect for you and you need to have respect in yourself, not be doing these desperate things to try to get him back. Of course, it's after the last one of Ava lying to Nina about, hey, listen, if you sell it to Jason, then I'll give you points to Sonny. After they had the whole argument, Ava pretty much. I mean, granted, at this point, I don't even think the writers know what Ava's end game is. She says that I want to be, have a good relationship with Sonny, but who knows? But she does sit there and say something that everyone can sit there and agree with. You fell in love with a fantasy. You fell in love with Mike, not Sonny, not the violent Sonny. You fell in love with the what could have been. But you knew eventually when he got back his memories, that ended. That whole thing ended. Yeah, he had residual feelings for you. But he was more of himself. He was more of himself, the stuff that you wouldn't want to be around. That's the truth of the matter. People always sit there and say Nina can't handle, the life that Carly did. Okay. That's not exactly something to be proud of. Maybe you don't want to sit there and be around a bunch of violence and killing and hostage and blackmail and stuff like that. Maybe you don't want to be in that world, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know what she thought was going to wind up happening when he got back his memories and he was back in that mob life. So at the end of it, she decided to sign the papers, give it to Ava, tell her assistant to take that ring and mail it back to him. And the sad thing is that you see this scene, and it's they play all the sad music and everything like that, and it's supposed to make you feel sympathy, but it's very hard to sit there and have sympathy when you knew this was never going to work. I strongly believe there was a part of her. There was always a part of her that knew that this was not going to last. This wasn't going to last. If it wasn't for the SEC thing, it would have been for something else. It would have been for something else. Sonny lives a dangerous lifestyle. What happens if Amelia or Willow got her because of Sonny's lifestyle? She wouldn't want to be with him then. Any one of those things could have went. Her ass could have wanted to be in a coma or hurt, shot, threatened. That really would have made you change your mind about being around him? So it's not like I'm trying to be heartless, but you set yourself up to fail from jump. Um, no, the other part of this episode is mostly fluff. Um, Maxie's talking to Lois about her complaints with Lucy, practically taking the company, and all that stress and everything like that on her shoulders, trying to deal with Lucy's, well, just being a dingbat. Willow was there. Willow was not there talking to Drew about swimming lessons for Amelia, and I'm just like, okay, don't know where is this going somewhere, and it really didn't. The only thing that Drew said was, "Oh yeah, by the way, Nina's not there talking about you." I just thought you should know. Why? Why? Um, now, everyone's not there saying that Carly should know that Sonny is having a breakdown. Why? Carly is not Sonny's doctor, right? And this isn't a full breakdown. This just comes across as Sonny just being, well, a bastard. Okay? This more comes across as Sonny being a bastard. And yeah, there's a part where they're talking because he comes in and he's like, you bought it from Jason, but you didn't let me buy it from you. And of course, because Sonny's now on his meds, he's rewriting history. Oh, you didn't want to stay in the marriage, and you didn't make it work, and Carly's like, you're just reviving history, which she is 100% correct. But there's a point where he starts blinking, and you can just tell where it's like he's getting more paranoid. He's talking about Jason trying to kill him and everything like that. You can just tell that he's just off. This whole breakdown of Carly and Sonny is almost kind of sad. And it's not because Sonny is just being a bastard. It's literally because he's not on his meds. Being super paranoid and saying that, oh, I don't really want to F with y'all anymore, and y'all betrayed me, and Carly's not trying to talk reason into him, but it's like you're just wasting your breath because he already made up his mind the minute he walked up to you. I mean, granted, this is just her telling the audience what wound up happening, but at the end of the day, he doesn't care, and she can see that. And so, and also, here's the thing, another reason why she may not even be able to see the signs because the way he's talking to her, he is hurting her feelings, and it's very hard to sit there and spot something that you would normally probably be able to spot if this person wasn't coming at you in a way where it is literally digging into your chest. So when people sit there and ask, well, how come Carly's not noticing that Sonny's off his mess? Have you been watching those conversations? Because every time they've walked away, it's always like she loses a little bit of piece of herself having that conversation with him. I mean, hell, I wouldn't be able to spot somebody if I knew them for 20-something years and we sit there arguing back and forth. I'm not going to be able to spot that they're off their meds if they're digging into me and they're saying very hurtful things. So, yeah. Um, Jocelyn was there for I don't really know what reason she was there for, but she was there. Um, and yeah, that's why they can't go to Savoy. That's why the men can't go to Savoy. So instead, the smart idea is to get a bunch of cops and a bunch of people drunk throwing axes. Because, there's nothing that can go wrong with alcohol and going to a hatchet place. And Anna knows this. And I'm just like, you do realize there's going to be a lot of cops here, right? Are the cops going to come back with their fingers or an arm or a hand? I just like, I thought about that all week and I'm just like, and you're okay in this? Like, really? Okay, I feel like there's more to this conversation, but we can talk about it in live. Talk about it in live because it's already like 5 minutes past the time I had in mind for this video. So yeah, we'll talk more about this in the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Also, if everything goes well, it's gonna be the three of us, me, Kyrie's Clark, Rock TV. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. But I want to make sure everything is finalized before I post something in the community tab. So definitely check that out. And yeah, if everything goes through, then we'll have our collab tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll sit there and see you tonight because there's so much to dive into.